Close your eyes for a moment and picture a child in a school. The teacher lean down and tell them one day you will have to decide what you want to be. Pick something, choose carefully, and stick with it. That message linger in the air like a spell, shaping how so many of us grow up. We are taught to find one path, one identity, and walk it until the end. Doctor, lawyer, engineer, artist, stay in your lane. For centuries, the idea made sense. The world needed a specialist, the blacksmith who forged horseshoe, the watchmaker who worked in a miniature gears, the surgeon who mastered a single delicate cut. The reward was clear. Expertise meant survival, respect, and security. To dig deep into the well was to drink water for life. But what happened when the ground shifted beneath the well? Imagine the factory worker who spent 30 years mastering a single machine only to watch it replaced by automation. Picture the photographer who learned film in exquisite detail and then woke up in the age of digital camera where every teenager carried more power in their phone than she had in her studio. The rule of the old game no longer held steady. The specialist who once stood unshakable suddenly found their foundation cracking. Now turn your mind into another figure, not the narrow expert, but someone different. A person with many interests who dabble here and experiment there. Someone who can write, design, fix, imagine, and adapt. They were once his for being scattered or unfocused. Yet when the world shifted, they were the one who moved with it. They did not cling to one tool, they picked up another. They did not just survive, they transformed. History whispers these roles to us if we are willing to listen. Leonardo da Vinci painted, engineered, dissected, and dreamed. Benjamin Franklin was a painter, scientist, diplomat, and inventor. Even in our own time, innovators like Steve Jobs drew inspiration from calligraphy classes to reimagine the look of computer. The pattern repeat again and again. Those who wander across disciplines often return with treasure no specialist could have found. But still, the old myth linger. We measure ourselves against it, wondering if we have failed because we cannot point to one narrow expertise and say, this is who I am. We forget that the world we live in now is different from the world that created the myth. The pace of change has quickened. Future is less predictable. The ability to cross boundaries, to learn quickly, to adapt like water, this has become the new kind of mastery. And yet, admitting this is uncomfortable. If the myth of specialist is breaking apart, what does that mean for us, for our career, our identities, even our sense of security? It's easier to cling to old story, to believe there is safety in a single path, but deep down you have already felt it, that pull of curiosity, that whisper that tell you you are not meant to be just one thing. So let me ask you this, if the old story is crumbling and the new story is waiting to be written, which side of it will you stand on? Will you cling to the myth of the specialist or step into the age of the generalist?